Ooh.
Okay, there it is. Hi, Bianca.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. Cause this is my
Good.
first time going live before.
Oh my God, that's how I was like, what is she
Like
trying to
I was
say?
like, wait, how does this work? Hi guys. Bianca
so,
here.
so yes, so this is our lovely guest, Bianca. Did you want to quickly introduce yourself?
Um, okay. Hi. Hello. Welcome to my little corner of the world, the universe, the internet, whatevs. I teach yoga. That's my jam. Yoga's my whole jam. I never set out to start teaching yoga, but I really felt called by the community because there's not enough of us out there. And I just really felt called to share this beautiful practice with as many people as possible. As
Hi, everyone coming in. Again, this is Sister Soul Sessions, episode 21 of season 2, with our lovely guest, Bianca. And I am your co host, B, also known as Unapologetically the executive creator for Sister Soul Sessions. Let me try this again. Is it going to accept it? Okay, there it is. Uh-oh.
I'm sorry,
No
I gotta drink.
worries.
I'm a beginner. I'm a newbie. This is my first live.
It is all good. Going live is definitely it's a new world for sure. So we can start over. We can say hi. Welcome to Sister Soul Sessions Live. This is season 2, episode 21, with my lovely guest Bianca. And do you want to just share briefly what it is that you do?
Yeah, I teach yoga. That's yoga is my whole jam. I offer yoga and meditation and crystal singing bowl sessions. I do public classes for the community, open to the public,
Mhm.
and I also do private bookings, mostly for youth organizations or like corporate clients or like larger retreats like conferences, conventions, things like that.
Okay, so can you just tell me like the story? How did you get started in yoga? So I know you mentioned earlier that you felt called to like share your story. So do you mind like sharing your story of how you discovered yoga?
Yeah, I was working corporate
Mhm.
and I was like really stressed out and I just did like one of those little intro like 30-day passes at a local studio
Mhm.
and I didn't think anything of it. I was like, "Oh, I just want to move my body." But wow, I think that's one of the things that make yoga really powerful is it's so much more than just the movement.
Mhm.
It's a full practice, right? You have your physical asanas, but also the mental and like spiritual like depth you can get and peace and calmness, I think
Like a
is
release.
yeah, like that's what it's really all about. And so I took class and I liked it, but it didn't like something was missing and I couldn't figure out what it was until the day I took class with another beautiful brown woman. And I was like, oh wow, this is so different and it resonated so differently. She taught so differently and then I was like, this is amazing. And I started doing yoga more and more. And the more I did it, the more I started telling people about it. And they were always like, oh, we'd love to go to a class, but I'm like, but what? But what? But what? And it was either like, their studio culture, people not feeling comfortable, a lack of, I think, of a lot of beginner friendly yoga courses.
Mhm.
So the studio can be really intimidating and the classes can be really difficult. And I feel like we've developed like this image of what yoga is and what you have to look like to do yoga and how you have to dress to do yoga and like it ain't none of that. Like so I started having classes for the community and thinking about ways I could do that and I just like started doing it with like my friends and then they were like you should do this all the time. And I started doing classes with soul yoga and they were like it was just like the community needs this. Um And so I've been teaching ever since. And I love to take yoga outside of the studio. I want to go to where people are,
Mm-hmm.
you know, in the parks, the museums, the cool, like, little hangouts, you
Mm-hmm.
know, that super cute backyard of, like, your local bar or whatever, that's aesthetic,
Mm-hmm.
like, where the people are, and doing the things I like to do. So that was the other thing about my practice and my classes that are different. I mean, you get the real me.
Not only that,
Goofy, silly,
like,
regular me.
but you come to the people, you know what I mean? A lot of times we go in the studio, like you stated. I definitely remember a time trying out yoga and feeling overdressed because like everyone had like these cute little outfits on. I'm like, a bit overdressed, but just remember feeling uncomfortable because I noticed the women around me were more advanced. So it wasn't an instructional thing. It was kind of like, okay, come in the class, the instructor comes up there, and it was the calling of different poses, and everyone's getting these poses. And I was like, hold on, wait, okay, so we're doing this. I can't do that. Like, definitely. How do you help ease people into intro into yoga?
Okay, well, part of it is something you just said, right? A lot of times in classes, people like to call out the poses because they assume there's like an assumption there that maybe people are already familiar with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't assume that. So I use layman's terms a lot in my classes, and I do try to work in like some Sanskrit to create that connection, right? But I also say what the pose is or how someone would recognize it. And I'm really big on cueing and specifically modifications.
Mm-hmm.
When you come to my class, you'll hear me offer up a lot of different options for a lot of different poses, and I feel like all our bodies are uniquely beautiful. And maybe today your hamstrings are tight, or maybe someone else, their back is tight. So they might need different modifications. So by offering up different, I'm not going to say levels, just different modifications, right? They're just options. And that's why I tell people it's not like one is, but there ain't no hierarchy here. Like there's no ultimate goal, no ultimate pose. Like a reclining butterfly is just as good as a seated butterfly. It's just as good as like a more gentle hip opener. Like,
No, I love that though. I love that you stated that it wasn't a hierarchy because a lot of times going into yoga, that's the idea that most persons would have is okay, well, where's the beginning level? Okay, so now I have to work up to this, not realizing that just the overall goal is to just move your body, just move your body
right.
and just release.
It's supposed to feel good. I like remind people. I mean, I don't know. Listen, look. Let me not speak for everybody. I don't know about everybody else.
Yeah.
But my classes,
Mm-hmm.
the biggest goal I have is that you leave feeling good about yourself, about your practice, about your body, and feeling good in your body. Like, if I do that, then that's everything. And I tell people all the time, the physical practice is just one aspect. If you come to my class and all you do is sit in a nice seated comfortable pose or in a child's pose and breathe, like that too is yoga.
It is.
Like,
It's breath work. So do you teach that as well?
yeah. So I do offer up a lot of different classes. So yoga is like the big thing I'm known for. But I also do meditation classes. I also do breath work. I also do sound baths with my crystal singing bowls.
Mm-hmm.
So I think those are really important. One of my favorite, well, I'm not gonna say favorite. I don't have favorites. Let me not play favorites. But one of my recent amazing superstar private clients just completed a meditation package where we met once every other week and we just did a meditation practice. And it was so different, I think, than just a regular yoga practice where the focus is on the movement. And instead we got to like focus on the mental and emotional and spiritual aspects a little bit more. And that was really empowering, I think, and powerful for my client. And I love doing that. And I think what makes those classes unique are you can take the things we do in those sessions and like take them off the mat. You know, you might need that breath work. You might need to pull out that little bit of pranayama right before your big meeting with a
Yeah.
boss or an important client. Or like, okay, I'm about to introduce somebody to my family, like my new booski, or to my friends, or like, hey, I have a big performance or event coming up. Like, okay, I'm gonna take just 30 seconds, 60 seconds to do that breathing exercise I did with Bianca. And I think if I can bring peace to people on, but also off the mat, that they can practice these tools, these techniques, and like the things we practice in class, that's everything.
So then what would be the most rewarding experience during your yoga journey then?
Oh, the most rewarding?
Yes.
Oh gosh, that's really hard. Okay, can I do two? Can I do two? Okay,
Absolutely.
I have two. I have two. Most rewarding. No particular order,
Okay.
but I would say when I was chosen to become a Lululemon ambassador, that felt really rewarding, and I felt seen
Yes.
in a very different way. And my Lululemon team has been so supportive and encouraging, and has really helped build me and like my business, and like help get me out to the community. And like I really love that, because there was this group of people who wasn't like my family or my friends or who knew me elsewhere. They knew me and were coming to me purely through connecting with me at my yoga classes at that. And I didn't even realize it. They were like, yeah, we've actually been secretly coming to your yoga classes. I was like, what? Me, my yoga classes? Okay. And they've been pouring into it ever since. And that enables me to share and give back in so many beautiful ways. So that's been really rewarding, because it was something someone did for me, but by blessing me, they've allowed me to bless so many other people and to give. Yeah. Oh, and the second most rewarding was
Yes.
the first time I went international. Yeah, I love to travel. Like, people who know me in real life know I love traveling. I love connecting. I love food and like nature and all that. So, getting invited and the opportunity to travel internationally and share this yoga practice outside my local community,
Mm-hmm.
but literally outside the state, outside this country, like I felt
So where all have you
like that was so
been?
cool.
Where
Huh?
all have you been internationally?
Ooh, okay. So where all have I been? Jamaica, of course, that's number one. Big
What?
ups to my people, them. I love Jamaica any day, 365. But also I've been to St. Lucia, I've been to Argentina. I went to Canada once, really briefly. I want to go back and like hang there for a bit. Gosh, where else have I been? I've been to Mexico, a few different countries in Mexico. I really enjoy the Caribbean, so I tend to stay along the equator when I travel, but I'm open-minded. I have lots of other places. What about you? Where have you been?
I have been almost to every state within the United States. I have not
Ooh.
traveled internationally yet, but I am getting my passport before the end of 2024. That is my goal. Before the end of this year, get my passport and get some stamps rolling. My top three places are Iceland, Jamaica, and Aruba. I have
Ooh.
friends that travel a lot, so I'm just like, listen, you got to put me on to some places I should go for the first time.
First of
So
all,
I'm so ready.
Aruba's on my list too, okay?
Yes, we should go. We should do like a retreat.
We should. So okay, not you just spilling all the tea. Okay, for my superstars who are tuned in right now, hi butterfly, I see you. I may or may not be planning a not so secret wellness retreat in Jamaica, fall of 2025. So if you want to get that stamp or whatever, and you want to come hang out with me and my people, then like
Yes.
stay tuned. Keep your peepers peep. Yeah. So yeah, it's coming. It's in the works. It's in the pipeline. But yeah, I'm gonna be hosting my own retreat in Jamaica
Oh my
one day.
God.
So
Congratulations.
come hang out, and it's
That's
gonna be
a big
cool.
deal.
Yeah, it'll be really cool. We're gonna do yoga, but also some cool stuff like my homegirl, Kiki. She's Miss Twisted Yogi. She's gonna be doing a twerk yoga session. Look at me shouting all people out.
Woo.
It's coming. We're gonna do my other homegirl, Legs. We're gonna do a little hike up the waterfall. If you know her, follow her too. Let's go hiking. So many amazing things. So many, like, we're gonna have a few like little guest speakers and like workshops and things. And then we're also just gonna like hang out and vibe and like eat really good food and like enjoy the weather and like the water and the sun.
It's gonna be life changing. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
It sounds like a retreat where people can really just come there, let loose, but also like leave just feeling refreshed, renewed, and just ready to just take on the world when they come back. I love that.
Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm just gonna congratulate you ahead of time because I already know it's gonna be sold out and it's gonna be so much fun.
Yes. Ashe.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. Okay, so as a lead teacher for Soul Yoga, like how do you create an experience for your students, an impactful experience?
Okay, this is something we talk about a lot.
Mhm.
It's really important to us because we're curating safe space for our community, right?
Mhm.
So first is like choosing the venue and like a really good space, like energetically as well as a good space that people are going to be able to feel comfortable in, move comfortably. And then we incorporate music is a big component. We always have a live DJ who sets the vibes and can flow with our instructors. I think something else that's real important is I always say I'm like just one of the many instructors. Like we choose and carefully, like really carefully select like top tier talent. Like I'm talking about people who have been in the work, who have been in the community, who have been serving and giving, and who have been dedicated to their practice and learning. And they share that, all that knowledge and their talents and their gifts with our community. All our classes are beginner friendly, all levels are welcome. Um, and we just curate that safe space. If you go to the page at Official Soul Yoga, you'll see, like, you can get a feel for the vibes. And that is really special to me. It has a very specific mission and a vision, and that is really focused on and around serving our community, our people. We always say, and I mean, I am talking about people of color, but like I always say, we're highly inclusive. We're not exclusive. So, no one is excluded. Like all are welcome,
Right,
right?
come
Yoga's
as
for
you
everybody.
are.
Yeah, yoga's for everybody. And it's a vibe, like how you said you felt overdressed. Like in our classes,
Mhm.
come in that Ivy Park cute two-piece fit set that you got, that you saved up for or whatever. Or you can come in your jammies and your bonnet and your scarves because we be like that too. That's how we woke up too. So I think that's one of the things that makes that class really special is just how open and welcoming all the instructors are, as well as each other.
Mhm.
Like that's like we call it like our soul yoga fam because it feels like family when you come to those classes.
And it should, and I'm actually happy that you are stating like inclusive, not exclusive, because you want everybody to feel included, not just feel like it's just for people of color, but also anybody. Anybody can join.
Right.
Anyone can come